Hello everybody, Flamin' Shark back with another video, and this is the review to my blind commentary, blind reaction to the first two episodes of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Golden Wind. That is right, we have begun part 5 of JoJo's, and it made an excellent first impression, I guess second impression you could say, but it made an excellent first impression on me watching these two episodes. I've just finished, you know, the normal deal, not always the case, but, usually the case. I usually record these, I finish hitting record on the reaction, and then I just hit it again to start the review section. But this was absolutely phenomenal. My favorite opening to a JoJo's part probably ever. I loved the part 2. Of course, part 2 we did 4 episodes, which is the most we've done in introduction to a part. But so much of why I love the part 2 intro was because I absolutely fell in love with Joseph. And this is kind of a similar case with the protagonist. I really fell in love with our new JoJo, but there was a lot more overall presentation that went into why I really fell in love with, why I really am excited for the rest of part 5 based on these first 2 episodes. But I thought this was a fantastic introduction to Golden Wind, and I am hyped as hell for the next 10 JoJo videos, the next 37 episodes of JoJo's. So that's going to be awesome. Links will be down below in the description. The reaction on Mega and Yandex at the time this goes up. Links can change in the future, but those will be what they are, at least when this originally goes up on April Fool's 2022. I had so many ideas for an April Fool's video, but it's kind of the same thing that always happens every year, which is, one, I kind of want to be the guy who just gives you content, and then also there's always something that goes wrong shortly before April 1st that either prevents me from recording it, combined with the fact that I just say forget it and I just don't bother, because I think it's also cool to give you content, real content, and in this case starting part 5. And I know there's probably going to be a lot of comments talking about, oh, wow, this actually wasn't an April Fool's prank. But no, this is real content. I know there won't be a lot of real content on the day this goes up initially. But I hope you guys enjoy being able to watch, a little under an hour and a half or however long this was. I mean, it was definitely over an hour 20 of JoJo's content. But yeah, I talked a lot. I had a 10-minute intro before I got into the episode. I talked a ton, a little bit during and also after, a lot during and after both episodes of this set. So it was a very long video. For a 2-episode reaction, very long video. Obviously, as far as just my videos in general, it probably still would be on the shorter side, but just as far as based on the amount of content I watched, it was a very long video. So there's a lot of content, even if it was only 2 episodes. There was a lot of discussion and stuff that hopefully you guys enjoyed. And I really had a lot to say. It was great. I mean, being introduced to a new part is an interesting experience because it's kind of like being introduced to a new show, but it's not quite the case. It's a little different than that, but it is, to a degree, a new series, while also still, working on... So, I don't have anything, I know how, the continuity works. I know, the rules of the canon and stuff. But at the same time, you're talking new characters, new storylines. So it's but it's even different than, a new season of a show. It's a little more extreme than that. Because, like I said, you're going to have a new main character and everything. Because it is, essentially, JoJo's is an anthology series, even if, again, there is interwoven connection between the different parts, and we did see that in the first 2 episodes a bit. One thing that I never got clarification on, and I don't know if I'm going to, so obviously, I'll ask a friend. I don't want you guys to comment on this, but I will ask him, is what year this took place in. It seems like it's taking place very shortly after the events of Diamond is Unbreakable, but I don't know if that is actually the case. I mean, exactly. There's there's a range of time that it kind of has to be in, and it's a pretty small window, a few years give or take. So I am very curious on that. I don't know if that's something that's going to be mentioned, like brought up, like the year later in the set, or however it's going to go down. But I'm like very excited for the rest of part 5. I think it easily has the potential to become my favorite part of JoJo's, and I think there's a lot that they did in these first 2 episodes that just really sold me on this. I think the general idea of the plot is the most exciting plot personally for me that we've had. I think it's the one that intrigues me the most. I think it's the one that interests me the most, or maybe lines up with my interests the most. And I think you combine that with the personality, the actual man in charge, our protagonist for part 5. And I think you combine that and it's just like, oh, this is going to be special. It feels like this is going to be special. And as much as I love JoJo's, I don't know if I've ever like immediately jumped into a part and felt, oh, this feels like it's going to be special. And that is something that's really exciting. So I'm definitely heavily looking forward to the rest of part 5. And I hope you guys are looking forward to my reactions to part 5. I don't think I mentioned it in the review. I know I mentioned it in the reaction, but I will be doing all of part 5. We have this video, 10 more part 5 reactions after this one. And then after that, I will be doing the OVAs that I guess are like after season or part 4. I'm not entirely sure on the specifics, but I will be doing them after part 5. That was recommended to me by my JoJo's manager, we'll say, but my JoJo's guy. And I will be taking a break from JoJo's after that. I'm not going to go straight from Golden Wind to part 6. I don't know when I'm going to do part 6 of JoJo's, but it's funny because in this video I actually had predictions on part 6, kind of like little prediction on part 6. It was related to my lack of prediction for part 5, weirdly enough, but I was kind of just like doing the math and doing my guesstimating, and I have a prediction for part 6 that I feel pretty solid about, but we'll see. It also had to do with my lack of a prediction for something related to part 5, which the answer to that was something that I didn't even consider. So yeah, it makes sense, honestly. But yeah, it's funny. So I was talking about part 6 in a weird little way, sort of. But yeah, I don't know when I'm going to do part 6. I don't plan to do part 6 for a while. At the very least until it's over. Now, to be fair, it very well might, there's a good chance it will be over by the time I'm done with part 5, but whether it is or it isn't, either way, I will be taking a hiatus from JoJo's. Probably do, I have a series that I know I'll do after JoJo's, then there might be another one maybe, or I'll go back, or I'm not entirely sure on that, but I do plan to probably eventually JoJo's will probably return in slot 5, and I'll probably do like one or two series in slot 5 after part 5, and then eventually part 6 will roll back in, probably just in this 5 slot in the rotation, just to keep things as simple as possible. But we'll see. I don't know. I don't have that exactly mapped out. I have the immediate series that'll replace JoJo's, and I have a second series that'll either do in between that series and part 6, or maybe after part 6. I don't know. We'll see. I don't have the specifics, but I do have a plan. I just don't know exactly how I'm going to implement it. But the point is there will be somewhat of a break, somewhat of a hiatus after JoJo's part 5. So I'm going to be saying it a fair bit now, and I'm also going to be saying it when we get close to the end. Don't expect part 6 right after part 5. I don't think I'm worried about JoJo's burnout that much. I think I could do it, but I think it's still for the best to take a break from part 5, or take a break from JoJo's after part 5, and go into part 6 hungry for JoJo's, as opposed to having been served parts 1 to 5 all back to back. Because it is a lot, and especially in the reaction sake, and I think moving forward, in any cases where I do shows that are this long or longer, I will try to build in respite periods where I, take a little break from the series. I plan to do that in the future with various shows. If I'm doing a show that I think is really long, I think that's going to be the case. Like, I think with the case of, like, I don't know if there was a great part for that anyways in JoJo's, so I'm kind of glad I'm just doing it this way, where I'm just going to take the break before part 6. But in the future, if I do a really long show, I might consider, like, just building in a break period where I just say, okay, I'm going to go this far, and then I'm going to stop for a while. And then when I come back to it, I come back to it. But, yeah, I definitely am looking forward to part 5. I am really hyped for it. They've shown me a lot of great stuff just in the first 2 episodes. Anyways, check out the reactions down below in the description, like I said. And that's pretty much it. So, like I said, Patreon, Discord, also down there in the description. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, without any further ado, it is time for me to bid you adieu. Flamin' Shark signing out. Hope you guys have a wonderful, fantastical day, and I'll see you next time with another video. Thanks for watching. Peace.